Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. And for this, I did a Nightmare Before Christmas theme, and I'm going to show you specifically how I did the mountain and the Oogie Boogie, these two nails, free-handed and all that. So I did use clear dip powder underneath, and then for this thumbnail, I am using a base coat of Gel 001, which is solid black, and right now I'm using Gel 002, which is a solid white, for my moon. And I had this little round sponge. It's just a nail art tool that I found. And then using a very thin, small detailing brush to go around it and kind of brighten it up and fill it in. And I did cure my black base first, just so you know. And I did not top coat it, so it was still tacky. So I actually used rubbing alcohol and just wiped off a little bit of the sticky layer. And yeah, so now I'm just using the white to fill in the moon the best that I can. Wipe off your brush or use a different brush or whatever you want, with a little bit of alcohol just to clean up any imperfections around it. So it doesn't have to be perfect because I am going to have the hill or mountain over top of it, but I still want it to be as, round or as good as possible. But now I'm adding in a little bit of Gel 99. It's like a pastel yellow, just to give it more of that glowing moon effect. And I did not cure the white yet because I want them to kind of blend together. I didn't want it just to be white with a little bit of yellow in the middle. I wanted to kind of blend the two colors a little bit. So just mixing a little bit of that, adding a little more white or yellow where needed. And when I'm happy with it, I'm going to cure it for 30 seconds. And so now that that's cured, adding a little bit more yellow around it, just till I'm happy with the color. I don't want it to be, white still would have been pretty, but I like it to have that yellow kind of glow to it to give it more of like a spooky moon effect. So I'm just going to keep touching it up until I am happy with it. And these are just cheap, basic nail art brushes. The Sparkle & Co. brush set that they used to carry works really well for this. It has all the different attachments you need, but anything will work. And I'm curing that for another 30. And now I have my moon that I'm happy with. I'm going to take SG 107, which is this really pretty dark, deep, shimmery purple. And I'm going to use this to do my hillside. So I'm just using one of these little paint tray, I don't know what you'd even call them, to use my gels in. And I'm going to take, actually this is just a Sharpie, a fine tip marker, and I'm just drawing the outline of my hill just so I can get like a general idea of where I want it to be. And I'm kind of happy with that, so I'm going to use my SG 107 gel and just fill in any of the spots. I know it's kind of hard to see over the black base, but in person you can really see it. I'm just going over my little outline with my purple and filling in any little spots, but just following that line I used in my Sharpie and kind of widening it. I want to make it a little bit thicker than the Sharpie is. I'm just going all the way around the moon. And I did leave it, if you like zoom in on the nail, kind of like, it's not a perfect round shape. It does have a little bit of like a point on part of it because it's not a perfect swirl. There is the little imperfections on it. So, and plus it kind of makes it more cartoonish looking in my opinion. But now that I'm happy with how that looks, sorry, it was kind of hard to focus it. I'm going to stick it under light for 30 seconds. And here we have that. And this might be, okay, well now I'm going in with Gel 24. It's like this brownish purple color. I'm pretty sure it's brown. For like a hillside, like it kind of in front of the mountain. It's coming over, as you can see, kind of coming from the left a little bit over the base of the mountain. I wanted it to kind of look like dirt, hills, that type of thing. It's kind of hard to see, even in person. It's a little bit hard to see, but you can kind of see it. And so I actually mixed it with a tiny bit of the SG 107. Just to give it a little bit of shimmer to help see it a tiny bit better. And just kind of making an uneven, almost like a little hillside. And swoop it down and drag it in front of the mountain base. And then once I'm happy with that, I'm going to nuke that for 30 seconds as well. This design though, you guys, it's so easy, and this might be one of my favorite nails I've ever done. And I've done a lot of nails. I've always wanted to do it, and every year I just got intimidated by it. But it was so darn easy. And some of these gels, the SG gels, some of them are retired subscription gels, so they might not be available for purchase, but Sparkle sells amazing gels in general, so you could definitely find colors that will work. But now I'm going to use this SG 177, which came from the 80s theme bag. And I'm going to take a orange stick, the pointed end, and I'm just going to draw on these little tiny eyes and mouth for like my little hidden pumpkin jack-o'-lantern faces. I want them to kind of look like they're in the shadows. So super light touches, just using the pointed end of the slanted end of the orange stick to just kind of even out the mouth a little bit. I want it to be really thin and tiny. Once I'm happy, I'm going to nuke that for 30 seconds as well. And I will link all the products, available or not, in the description of the video. I will list them all. At least you get color reference that way. And then now, so this is kind of cool to make a translucent jelly type of gel. I'm using gel base and adding the tiniest drop of gel 1, which is Little Black Dress, the solid black. And it'll give me this jelly black gel color. I want it to be transparent. I just want to kind of darken the faces that I made because I want them to be like in the shadow. So I want them to be a little more hidden and not just so like bright and yellow right there. And so I actually ended up adding a dot of the SG 107 to it as well. As you can see, you can still see them good. It just kind of helps hide them a little bit to make them look more like in, you know, kind of in the shadows. And now that that's done, I'm going to cure that for 30 seconds as well. And now that I'm done and happy with how this looks, you know, you can add whatever you want. I thought about doing like a silhouette of Jack on there or something, or zero, but decided I liked how it looked. I didn't want to overdo it. I'm going to add a coat of Gel Protect to this nail. And Gel Protect, it should help your gel manicure last longer. This way, if you do it this way, you don't have to do a coat of gel base and then a coat of gel top coat. It's just, I don't know. I'm first time using it, so we'll see how long it lasts, but I'm on day 3 of this manicure. No chips, no even like faded tips. Sometimes the edge of my nail, the free edge, will fade a little bit, and that's not happening yet with the Gel Protect. So that's a good sign. And I'm going to cure that for 1 full minute. But if you're interested in ordering from Sparkle & Co. and have not done it yet, you can type in the name Katie Pleugh in the notes at checkout during your first purchase to earn a $9 credit. Or if you sign up for a subscription bag, which I recommend, and we'll link all info down below, you can use my name in the notes to earn an $18 credit. And they're just a great company. So support good companies. Shipping is around 1 to 3 weeks right now, which they're getting quicker, like much quicker. So that's good. And their products are just so good. But now I'm just topping with 1 coat of gel top coat and going around my cuticle with an orange stick to make sure I don't have any top coat stuck in there. And just making sure I don't have any extra gel buildup behind my nail from capping my free edge. And once you're happy with how it looks and done with that, going to cure that for the full 60 seconds. And look how cute. I love this nail so much. And this hand is my Sally hand. So my index and middle finger are decals. I will show you where I got them. My ring finger is also a decal. Don't remember where I got it. And I painted my pinky now. And now, sorry, kind of sloppy looking. This is my non-dominant hand. I am right-handed. Trying to paint Oogie Boogie with my non-dominant hand. So I did my outline of it with gel SG 177. And then I'm going in right now and trying to like fill it in to get my Oogie shape. And as you can see, the color I chose is pretty transparent over the black base. Oh, black base is cured. Wiped it with alcohol. And then went in with my design. But as you can see, I just wanted to get the outline done. And I cured it for 30 seconds. And now I'm going in with just white gel, which is gel number 2, solid white gel. And I'm going over the whole outline and just the general shape of Oogie Boogie for his head that I wanted to do this way, because my greens that I chose are kind of transparent and I don't want him to be see-through, and it's hard to do that over black. So I'm doing a base of like a really thin base, as you can see, of gel 2 on top, and then I'll paint the green right on top of that. So just painting it on there, and once that look good enough for me, I'm going to cure that for 30 seconds. And now I'm going over it with my green. So my green mix, I had some great neon green gels, but not exactly what I wanted. I wanted it a little bit darker. So I mixed gels 2, O2, tiny bit of O2. Green is a mix of SG 177, which is like this really pretty green that came in the safari bag. I also mixed it with SG 110, which is like a neon green gel, and then gel 28. And so as you can see, I'm just going over my white with this, filling him in, using a clean brush to clean up any, imperfections. As you can see, I kind of mess up the top of his hat. Just wipe off that extra gel. This is why gels are so nice too, because they do not dry whatsoever until you cure them. So you have so much time to play around with them and get it how you want it to look. And you could literally take an hour working on one nail and it's not going to dry. So there's so much time, to make it look exactly how you want. So, and like I told you, I'm doing this with my non-dominant hand, so it's tricky, taking a little bit longer than it would with my right hand. But just cleaning up my edges, cleaning up my cuticle line. Once I'm happy with how that looks, just touch up a couple more spots. I'm going to nuke this for 30 seconds. And I'm going to touch up the extra spots again with the same green. My lamp, I did have a 48 watt lamp that I love. It works great. But I saw one of the same brand, an updated 2020 version, and it's 120 watts. And so I had to jump on it, bought it, and it's perfect. It's such a good lamp. Just look them up on Amazon. You'll find some really good ones on there. Very, 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 very affordable. And so worth it. Easy to use. You might have to, play around with it for the timing to see what works best for your nails. A lot of the times gel, like blacks and darker colors, take extra time to cure because it have the light, the UV rays, LED rays have to penetrate the color. So darker colors, instead of curing it for 30 seconds, cure it for 60. Just heads up, or a little tip right there. But now that I painted that on and have the green base how I want it, I'm going to cure that for an extra 30 seconds. And now I'm taking just that same fine tip Sharpie, and I am going over and trying to draw my outline for his eyes and his mouth. And they don't have to be perfect. As you can see, they don't look perfect at all. Trying to draw his mouth. And this isn't the final product, clearly. This is just general outline. But I didn't like how it looked, so I used rubbing alcohol. Rubbing alcohol, by the way, takes Sharpie off of surfaces. So it works perfect. Rubbing alcohol wiped it right off and didn't mess up my cured gel. So I'm going in again to try to get kind of a general eye shape that I'm happy with. This time I'm using an acrylic paint pen. You don't have to. You can use whatever you want, but I like that it had a little bit thicker lines. And I'm just trying to draw the general shape of his mouth and eyes that I'm happy with. And using a brush with a little bit of alcohol just to clean up any spots that I'm not happy with. Just to tidy it up. Sorry, got out of frame a little. I tried really hard to keep it in frame this time. But cleaning up any, like I said, just any kind of lines. I have that weird line under his eye that looks like he's crying. So clean that up with my alcohol. And by the way, you guys, this is my second Halloween manicure, and I'm trying to cram in 13 of them before Halloween. So please drop some ideas down below of Halloween theme or general fall Halloween theme nails that you guys want to see. I would love suggestions. Be awesome. So thank you. And thank you for sticking with me and watching these tutorials as well. But trying to clean it up. Sorry, it's out of frame. It'll pop back. Oh, there we go. I didn't like his eye, so I took it off. I'm going to redo it. And just make sure that you make your nails dry before you go back in with a paint pen. And I'm just drawing the general outline again. and trying to clean it up a little. It was so difficult. Like, I suck at my left hand. So it took a while. It was a lot of trial and error, but patience, my friends, it is a virtue. And now I'm going in and filling in his mouth and his eyes with gel 001 Little Black Dress. Just filling it in the best I can. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I'm trying to get the general mouth shape. And that's the cool thing about Oogie Boogie too, is that he's like stitched and made of cloth. And so he's not, his little, eyes and mouth aren't perfect shape. So makes it a little bit easier, more cartoon looking. And now I'm just using this fine detailing brush and adding in a couple little stitches around his mouth. You can see, not perfect, not even, but either are his. So just kind of throwing them on there. And once I'm happy with how he looks, I'm going to cure that for 30 seconds. Actually, because it was black, I think I did about 45 seconds, but 30 to 45 seconds. And once I am happy with that and it's all cured, I am going to go over with 1 coat of Gel Protect. And yes, Gel Protect is a little bit thicker consistency than like the top coat or the base coat. That's just fine. It works great. But just a heads up, it is a little bit thicker consistency, and that's not a bad thing. So make sure you cap your free edge as well. This will help with any peeling or chipping with gel polish. And then going around with an orange stick around my cuticles just to clean that up, and curing that for 30 seconds. And my time is up, and there are the 2 Nightmare Before Christmas nails, the famous mountain, and this is my full manicure. So here we go, finished mani. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and there should be about 11 more of these Halloween tutorials until then. So like and subscribe, follow my channel, let me know what you want to see. Thanks guys, deuces and smooches.